What's good, world? This is Korey Harris. I'm back with the transition, a real resource for coaches. But today, I'm actually trying to present a resource and value to all the hoopers out there. I'm doing it for the community. I'm doing for everybody out there who got a dream, who's trying to make it happen in their life. I'm talking with my man, Lee Moore, super close friend of mine, somebody that I'm glad to be able to call friend, been able to work with him for almost over a decade now. I think it's been since we've locked in originally. I used to train your homie. I don't know if you remember Dennis, and back when you guys were like freshmen at North Cobb. And man, you've done so many things. My man is sitting right now, honestly, in another country. He's in another time zone. He was gracious enough to hop on this interview with me in the middle of his day, in the middle of his season. So Lee, thank you so much, bro. It's an honor to have you, man. Thank you for hopping on with us.
No problem, man. That's all love.
For sure. So what time is it right there where you at right now?
It's about 3 p.m. over here, and I'm in Poland right now.
Okay. Yeah, so tell us a little bit about your situation. Like you said, you're in Poland, you play for Anwil, but you didn't start off the season playing with them. You were playing with a different team in a different country, right? Or just kind of explain that journey.
Yeah, so I started off the season. I'm playing in this team called Juco. They're still in Poland, but I started off the season there. A couple of my friends from Atlanta came there with me to play. So we started the season there, but I got a different opportunity. I spoke with them about it, talked to my boys about it. They was like, yeah, you should definitely do what's best for you to elevate your career and keep you moving forward. So I chopped it up with them, and then I moved on here to Anvil, and now I've been here and been playing well.
No, you've been doing more than playing well. You going crazy. You having a career year right now. It's cool. You being humble, but we're gonna get into it. Tell me a little bit about like the patience that you've had to have in just your professional career, because now you're playing on one of the highest levels overseas in Europe, right? You're on a Euro Cup team. I told everybody you Euro Cup lead now. Like, yeah, they can't just call you lead, right? But talk to the changes in like the level, and it don't happen like that for everybody, right? Like you don't just go straight to a Euro Cup team. You don't just go straight to making certain types of money. Like, what does it require from you from a patience standpoint to get to where you are now?
Yeah, so I started playing professional when I was 20 years old. It was kind of different for me because I jumped into a good situation with all veterans in A1 Italy. So I started my first years. I was 2 years in Italy, but I played with all veterans. So it wasn't like I was like a rookie. I didn't really go through that rookie transition phase when I came out of college and like had to like learn the ropes and stuff like that. So I played with all veterans like a guy David Moss, he's from Chicago, Marcus Landry. He played with Kobe Bryant. So
Yeah.
one of my first vets I played with. So I came in and they just took me under their wing from the beginning. So my first 2 years is basically like I'm just playing free. And then I got to that third year in Germany by myself. Then that was like my rookie year because I understood like to be up by yourself. Some people don't like to help you. The culture is way different. It's not really nice people around sometimes. Like so the organization can be kind of shaky, and then you have to battle through that. So that third year was really my rookie season, and that's when I really learned everything. Like I reached out to you that year and asked you to speak some words because I was going through that year. But that was my rookie season. After that, um, I went on to Argentina after that. And then yeah, it's just a grind. You just gotta keep elevating and stay focused. You just gotta keep pushing through it. It's not gonna come easy because every situation you don't start off in a good league. You probably could start off in a country that you never heard of. So it's really just a grind, staying to it. You just gotta stay focused to it because it's a lot of lonely days, especially if you go to overseas route. It's definitely a lot of lonely days. You by yourself sometimes. You have to be built for it to keep
Right.
going.
Right. Talk to the decision to, all right, start your professional career at 20. Like, how do you even know where you should even like step out? Because maybe you had options, maybe you had multiple organizations that you maybe had contracts, that were offering you, on the table. Like, there are guys out there who ask me every day, like, Korey, I want to play overseas. I don't know how to even get started, or I don't know how to get in contact with an agent. Like, how did you navigate that process when it's not as simple as like just picking up the phone, or you can't watch the games on TV? Like, how did you even choose Italy or Germany, or did it just choose you?
Um, so basically, I went to UTEP, University of El Paso.
Yep,
So
yep, yep.
um, it's like the middle of the season, around like the Christmas break season, where people come home and like all the overseas pros come back for a minute. So all the overseas pros were just playing with us at the gym one time, and we're just playing the game. So I'm lighting them up. I'm
Yeah, I'm
really
about to say
like
you killing them. I can tell you wanted to say it. Yeah, I was killing them.
I'm just wondering. I'm just like, I asked one of the guys. I just said, "Yo, do you think I could play overseas right now?"
Mm.
And he was like, "Yeah, you definitely could play overseas right now." I was like, "How does the process work and all this?" He was like, "Basically, you just find the agent. You just get in contact with an agent. It depends on how you go about getting an agent, but mostly players just ask other players, and then they usually talk to the agent and see if they trust them enough to start working with them. But like after the season, one guy from a former UTEP player, he linked me with his agent. I called him. I liked him. I trusted him. So after that, within like probably 3 weeks, the Italian team called and said they would give me a tryout to come out there. Um, I went to the tryout. They liked me, and then I
So
made.
you had to fly there? You had to fly there to try out?
Yeah, I had to fly to Italy, and then I flew to Italy, tried out, then I just ended up staying there.
Wow. So, okay, so let me backtrack a little bit. So basically you're saying you talked to an agent that already represented one of the guys that you knew that formerly played at UTEP. Then you just reached out, connected, and then they just invited you out there. Boom, you hop on a plane. You don't know nobody, nothing except this agent, and the
Yeah,
rest was history.
I didn't really even know about overseas. Like I did, all I knew was
Facts.
the United States. Like so, but when they came back and told me about it, I was like, okay, it sounds interesting. And at the time, like my family was going through a lot of stuff, so it was a good resource to start financially helping my family.
Gotcha.
So um, I was like, okay, got the call, went out there, flew over there, and then made the team, and then I stayed over there for 2 years and started
What was
getting.
that tryout like?
The trial, it was just basically normal stuff, just scrimmaging, just seeing how you play, seeing how you
Super.
fit, seeing your IQ, and then they said I was at the level to start playing there, so they picked me up on the team.
Man. So let's flip gears a little bit. Let's go back. Talk to me a little bit about like your origins. Who put the ball in your hands? What was your family dynamic like, coming up in your household? Do you come from a basketball family? Are you the first of your family to hoop? Like, talk to me a little bit about that.
Um, Really, my dad and my uncle, they started me off, and my granddad, they started me off playing basketball um, around like 3, 4 years old. And I actually started off with a close coach there. I know Will Johnson. That was my first coach, and he been my coach for basically all my life. So he taught
Wow.
me everything I knew. He put me up on game, how to move, how to just maneuver through certain situations. So he's a big part of my life. Um, but yeah, they put the ball in my hand. Just started from there. Um, Played fifth grade, sixth grade, all the way played for South Cobb. Then I was in Osborne District though, but so they made me transfer to Osborne, started playing for Osborne.
Yeah.
Then when high school came about, I didn't really want to go to Osborne like that, so
Gotcha.
I tried to go to McEachern first, but they said I wasn't in McEachern District, so I ended up going to Marietta because that was like a city school.
Yeah.
So I went to Marietta, stayed there for 2 years. Then I transferred to North Cobb and finished off my high school career there.
Got you. Yeah, so, okay. I thought when I first met you guys, you were at North Cobb, but that makes sense. That the original plan was for you to go to Osborne, and then you kind of bounced around. Yeah, I think around that time too, like, I never really knew where you were. Like, I would see Dennis most of the time, and then I might ask him a question like, what's Lee up to, what he got going on? And it was always like he didn't know either. But I remember when he said that you were coming over to North Cobb, like he was geeked. Like he just wanted to play with you so bad. Talk to me about North Cobb. Like, was there a standard there when you got there? Like, were there any other players who had gone on, you know what I mean, to play Division I or play professionally, or was it kind of like a clean slate that y'all just kind of set your own standard?
I didn't really know that much about North Cobb. I didn't really know that much about Kennesaw. Like I've been there. So I moved out there, and then I met the coach on the first day of school. He introduced me to the coach, Dennis. And the coach is just basically all about defense. So he was like, if you're going to play defense, you're going to be on the court. He really didn't care about offense that much. He just said, if you're going to play defense, you're going to be on the court. So we just all locked in on defense, and whatever you showed on offense, obviously, if you're being a good offensive player, you're going to be on the court anyway.
Right.
Just locked in all on defense. And then when I moved there, all the seniors left. So it was basically a junior class coming in. So we was there from junior to senior together. So we had 2 years together. So we came in, it was probably one other senior on the team. He started for a minute, but he got hurt, and then it was just all juniors from then on out. So
yeah,
we was rocking out. Went to Elite Eight our first year, then went to the Final Four our second year, going back-to-back region championship.
Yeah.
It was a good situation. So
and Georgia basketball was heavy back then. Like, it was a lot of people coming out. I think your time, I'm not going to say it was the first time we had, recruits. I mean, obviously Dwight Howard, Lou Will, people like that, but like Jaylen Brown, Malcolm Brogdon, Malik Beasley, Colin Sexton, like you played in like a era of Georgia high school basketball where a lot of real hoopers was coming out all at the same time.
I started off playing my freshman year. I played varsity, so I started out in Marietta playing like Trey Gold and Ryan Harrell. I'm coming on the court and guarding Trey Gold and Ryan Harrell, and that's what we're
doing. Right. So were you on a circuit team, or did you just primarily focus on high school basketball?
So I played a little bit. I started off with like Southern Kings. I played a little bit of Celtics, a little bit, but then then I just moved back. I moved back to my area and just started playing with the Smyrna Stars, and then that's where I played like all my AU basketball skills with Smyrna Stars.
Got you. So, man, if y'all not from the Atlanta area, y'all probably still know those names though. Like y'all, they have to know Trey Golden, Ryan Harrell was a boy. Like, that's a legend out here for real.
The mixtape was out.
Yeah. Like, I think he might be like top 10 in like mixtapes for real. But nah, those are some heavy hitters. So, okay, fast forward a little bit. You finished second team All-State. Like you said, y'all made a run at it, multiple years in a row. But you go to Wallace State in Alabama. Like, what was that like for you mentally as a high school player? Because I know, like, when you're in high school, you're thinking Division I. You're thinking, playing games on television in front of your family, going to the NBA. you just have this journey in your mind, like this track that you're supposed to be on, you know, as a basketball player, but it doesn't work out like that for you. Like, what was that like? Why did you go JUCO? Like, talk a little bit about that.
Well, first of all, I would say, like, to all the upcoming players, like, definitely take that high school period serious. Like, that, get your grades in focus. How to try to maintain over a C to a B average for sure, because that plays a big part in what college you go to.
Yeah.
Because I was originally supposed to go to Oklahoma State,
Wow.
but I had probably like a couple of D's that just I couldn't go there. They just said I couldn't go there because of GPA.
Wow.
So after that, yeah, I ended up going to Wallace State in Alabama. It was a JUCO. It was a pretty good organization at the time. Sheldon State was like the top team in Alabama. So went there. Freshman year, we won the whole championship. We beat Sheldon State in the championship. But it's a grind in JUCO.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have resources. But we ended up having like adopted families that would help us out. So each player was assigned an adopted family from like that city. So they would take us to like Walmart, get groceries for us. If we need our clothes washed, they would take us to their house, have our clothes washed. We'll stay there while our clothes were getting washed, watching like basketball or anything football.
Yeah.
Nice program they had set up there. But every JUCO ain't like that. But I'm glad that I had that when I went to JUCO because it was a big help. And
For sure.
Really, our coach, he was really strict. But he preached to us about our grades. So when I got to JUCO, that's when I really got on like my schoolwork and really like started focusing on about that, because I knew like if I just seen the opportunity go, so I knew like if I did, I might not ever get to D1. So I really locked in on my schoolwork then in JUCO. Ended up 3.0, all A's, all B's, and then moved on to UTEP.
That's tough, bro. And you know, I never knew that. And like all our years knowing each other, I never knew out of high school you had that opportunity kind of, you know, like on the table to potentially go straight to Division I program, but a Power 5 school for sure, like Oklahoma State. So, you know, talk a little bit about just like that. I know it had to hurt. Like, I know when you first found out like you weren't going to be able to go, like you probably felt like it might be the end. Like, how did you turn that around? Did it make you hungrier? Like when you got to the JUCO level, like was it different for you than it maybe have been for somebody else who wasn't so close to their dream?
Yeah, it definitely just made me realize like a lot of things. So when I left, I just started staying focused. I really didn't go to that many parties like that. Like I go out sometimes, but really not that much partying. Really just staying focused in the gym.
Yeah.
That's really all it was. I just enhanced my focus a lot more. Got in on the schoolwork and just bought into everything like that. When people started telling me, I just bought into it, and it helped me out.
For sure. For sure. And you went crazy at Wallace State. So you do 2 years there and then UTEP, University of Texas, El Paso. Why UTEP?
Really because, okay, so when I went to Wallace, it was Alabama. So all my friends, they could just drive 2 hours to come see me. And I was like, nah, it's another level. I was like, I really can't have my friends just driving 2 hours to come see me whenever they want to come see me. So I wanted to go to a West Coast school. I never been to the West Coast. So then when UTEP presented itself, Coach Tim Floyd, he was the coach at the time. I believed in him, trusted him. I knew his story a little bit, coaching the Bulls after Michael Jordan and stuff like that. So that intrigued me because my whole family's from Chicago and they know it. So that intrigued me a lot. And then the movie Glory Road, there was just a lot of history in that school. So
Got you.
After that, I took it there. It's in the mountains. It's always hot there. So it was just a great city, and I loved it. So I ended up committing right there on the spot.
Wow, bro. Wow. Okay. Talk to me about your time playing at UTEP with Dominic Artis, because we just talked about Ryan Harrell, hoop mixtape legend. You got to play with another hoop mixtape legend that probably a lot of people have forgotten about. What was that like? I mean, obviously y'all made a run together, y'all both being guards, but being able to play off of each other so well, you know what I mean? Like y'all games didn't seem to ever butt heads. What was that like?
It was nice because he went to Oregon at first. A situation happened, and then he went to Juco the same year I was in Juco. So when we came
Okay.
out, I was #1 player in Juco. He's the #2 player in Juco. So
Wow.
when we visit, the coach had us together in the office, and then he introduced us to each other. He's so laid back, so humble. Met him.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
like, we think it'd be a nice combo. I was like, okay, cool. So we both committed on the spot, right together. But playing with him, it was great. Like, he taught me a lot. Like, that's when I first got my handles right. Like, we're in the gym at 6 o'clock in the morning. His work ethic was crazy. We're in the gym 6 o'clock in the morning. We got weights at 8. We're beating the weight trainer to the gym at 6 o'clock in the morning just do handle work before weights and stuff like that. But he really took a sacrifice because he was on a top level, about to go NBA straight out of college. And he came to UTEP, he bought in, he took a sacrifice to help everybody on the team get better.
Wow.
Like he already knew what his level was, but he sacrificed himself to make everybody on the team get better and not just come out like taking 30 shots or anything like that, just going for his own, like trying to get back to where he thinks he should be at. Like he really took a sacrifice. He's so humble, and it was great playing with him. Like everybody on our team this whole starting 5 ended up going playing professional basketball. So
Wow.
I played a
Wow.
big role.
That's crazy. Shout out to him, man. Like that man needs his flowers. Like what do you think was the reason why he didn't get that second chance, or maybe didn't get, an opportunity in the draft? Did he get workouts with teams? I'm not too aware of like his process after he left.
Probably, I really think like I stayed 1 year at UTEP, so I didn't even finish at UTEP. I just played my junior year and left.
Yeah.
Had a conversation with him in the locker room about the summer league. I'm like, what you think about the summer league right now? I was like, you think you're playing that? He was like, yeah, I think I can play in it, but I might stay another year. I was like, yeah, I think I can play in it right now. I'm like, I'm about to probably leave and try to get into it. I think he should have took a jump on that, but he was just conservative because he was really being patient and he didn't know really how he was going to maneuver out. So I think he was a little bit too patient. I think he should have took a jump.
Yeah.
But I think he was just a little bit too patient when we was at UTEP, and he
Yeah.
took that year.
Yeah. But he's overseas now, right? Like he's still doing his thing.
Yeah, he's in France now. He also plays in the FIBA Euro Cup.
Okay. Okay.
316 too. So if we both advance out of this next round, we'll end up probably playing each other.
That's crazy. That's insane, bro. Nah, but dope. So talk about what you just said, your decision to leave early. Like, I know you talked before about, when the overseas guys that played at UTEP came back, right? And you saw how you were able to play against them and do well on the floor as a current college player against pros. But I remember at that time too, when we were in the gym, you actually had, some NBA opportunities, like you had a workout with the Celtics. So what was in your mind then when you decided to leave? Like, did you feel like you had an opportunity, you had a path to the league? Like, what were you hearing and what went into that decision?
It really was just, I averaged like 17 or 18 that junior year. So I knew I had like the stat line to potentially like get picked up.
Yeah.
So I didn't hear anything. I didn't have an agent. I didn't talk to nobody. I didn't talk to head coach or anything like that. It was really just a leap of faith. I just took it. So I knew when I went into any situation though how hard I was gonna work and my talent and just my will. So I knew like whatever situation I get, I could potentially make something out of it. So that's all I went off of. I didn't really have anybody advising me to like
Yeah.
move on forward. I didn't have anybody advising me, telling me to stay. Like I
Yeah.
did all by myself. Like my mom and my dad didn't even know. I called them after I made the decision to leave UTEP, and I was like,
Wow.
"Yo, mom and dad, I need a flight home because I just told the coach I'm about to leave this year." They was like, how? They don't know nothing about any overseas, none of that. They're from
Mm-hmm.
Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
so they never knew anything about overseas, nothing like that. So when I called them, they was kind of confused, like, how is this gonna work? And I just said, I trust this guy, the guy from UTEP that gave me his contact. He's been overseas for 10 plus years. He's a legit player, and I
Yeah.
had a phone talk with him. His name's Cliff Tuffer. Cliff Tuffer. That's my guy, and I just had a talk with him, and then after that talk, I trusted it back. I trusted his word. Had a talk with the agent, trusted his word, and then after that, I went on from there.
Yeah. So talk about then that summer, like we said earlier, you got your workout with the Celtics. You probably were a little apprehensive, like you probably hoping that everything just works out, right? Because yeah, we all have faith when we make the decision to bet on ourselves, but there's still like a human element where it's like, all right, this shit better work. Like this better pay off. Like, so you're working out, you're training, you're in the gym every day, and you're waiting for this opportunity in Italy, but you also are keeping the door somewhat open to maybe the possibility to be able to stay in the States and, get drafted. Like, what was that time like in your life? How did you stay down? How did you stay locked in? How did you not, I guess, hit the panic button?
Yeah, so I got the Celtics workout after my first year in Italy. So
Ah,
I
okay,
already,
okay.
so I knew I had a contract for next year in Italy. So either way, I knew like it would be kind of okay. But I went to the Celtics workout. Um, but I just went for the experience because we went to the playoffs my first year, and I was kind of banged up a little bit. Then they called me, and I was just like, I'm not all the way 100. So I
Mm,
really the experience just to see like how it would be like.
got you.
So I went there, went for the experience. Really, I did good, but it was just like they picked another player, which is okay. But I
Yeah,
understood like how it would be, kind of like for like my if I get the next opportunity,
right.
like what to like be body wise,
Yep,
uh
yep.
wise, like what type of workouts they might put you through. So I just understood how to prepare now.
Yeah,
So it was a great experience, and if I get another experience, like I'll be definitely 100%
for
ready.
sure. And you went at a really weird time in that organization. Because if I remember correctly, it was when Kyrie was like, he
Um,
told everybody he was coming back.
yeah,
It was a lot.
they was definitely transitioning. That's when like JB and like Jason Tatum was coming up. So that was like their first year. So
Yeah,
how to talk around that. So it was a weird transition going on within the organization, man.
yep,
Um,
yep.
but I liked it though. It was a good experience. Staying in the hotels there, how they pick you up. It was a good experience.
No, that's love. That's love. For those that don't know, that's a different world for sure. Like the amenities and the way they take care of you, that's
Yeah,
first class. But yeah, I remember that was that time with Kyrie, Terry Rozier. It was just like I was wondering how you were gonna fit in that. But it's funny, you're kind of the same mold, right? Like if you think like Kyrie Irving, his body type, the way he moves, like his offensive game, Terry Rozier, like they were transitioning, like you said, away from the IT era with this like super small point guard, so that would have been dope. But nah, your journey is amazing. So talk to me about like obviously where we are right now, like, you know, just in the past, like I said, maybe 10 years since I've known you, I've seen your maturation, your change just as a person, like just how you carry yourself, the level of professionalism that you bring to everything you do. Like I have intern coaches sometimes in the gym, you know, to help rebound and, you know, just be extra bodies on the court to make the workouts better. And they will always, every time you have been in the gym with us, every single time they have so many questions. They're like, why does he go so hard? Like one dude was like, I don't think he walked the whole workout. Like you just run from spot to spot, or you're jogging, you're locked in, you asking questions. You go through like 4 or 5 t-shirts, bro, in every workout. Like you sweating through your clothes. We already know that's what's happening. We're gonna move from one side of the court to the other. We're gonna have to mop it. Like that's bar none. It's understood. But what does success mean to you? Because I feel like just being around you, if you were just doing it for the bread or just for, you know, the things that come with the game, you wouldn't, you would have stopped a long time ago, or you would have started coasting, you know, a long time ago. But how do you define success, and what is it that drives you? Like, what is it that got you going like that when you in those zones?
Really, what defines success for me is just the freedom. Like, that's when I really started like playing professional sport, just for my mom to have freedom.
Wow.
After she got her right, she got freedom now. She does whatever she wants to do. Just like that took maybe 3 years to do. So
Wow.
after she got freedom, she's cool now. It was like, okay, now I can focus on myself. And now I'm just doing it for my freedom, like just to be free. That's all it is. It's really not. It's about, yeah, you need money to live, but it's not really about the money. It's just about have freedom, have a nice crib, nice car to drive, get to place where I need to go, eat good.
Yeah.
That's all it's really about. Like I don't really do it for the money like that. Like that's what comes with it, but I really just do it for the freedom. So like everybody around me can be free, just no stress.
Yeah.
Just having a good time, however they want to live. And
Yeah.
that's what I really.
It's that peace of mind, right? The ability just to wake up knowing you're not in bondage or like in shackles by your circumstances. Like you said, if I want to get up and go, I can go here. If I want to, you know, treat my family to this, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Started because when I was at UTEP, I used to take like my per diem. You know, my mom, like I just got tired of just doing this with my mom, so that's where it really started. So, me and my I used to take my per diem, and her car used to always like break down going to work. So I used to take my per diems, and then we split it like 50-50, like just to get her a rental car for about 2 years. We had a good rental car just to make it to work. So that's where it really first started from. Just like, well, we just need to get you a car that's reliable to go to work. So,
Damn.
and then that's where it really took off from right there.
Damn. No, that's a real story. So what's next for you? You know, obviously you still got plenty of years left in the tank. You know, I ain't trying to jinx you or nothing like that, but what is next as far as where do you see your career going at this point? And then who is Lee off the court? Like, what are some things that you into?
What's next? Hopefully EuroLeague, NBA. Like that's why I'm still looking forward to playing in the highest league, so EuroLeague or NBA. And off the court, just really chill. You know, I like to stay in the gym.
Yeah.
When I'm not in the gym, I'm just hanging out with my family, just chilling. That's all it really is. Watching basketball in the summertime, watching girls basketball, WNBA. Love going to the game.
That's what's up.
That's
what's up. That's what's up. No, love that. Love that. All right. Last question, last serious question. What would Lee from today, 2022, if he had the opportunity and he's sitting in the same room with Lee back in, you know, freshman, sophomore year of high school, what would he tell him? How would he try to prepare him for what's coming? Talk to your younger self for a second.
I really say every part of your life is really a pivotal moment for you. So like, even though you might be young, you might feel you have a lot of years left, it's still a pivotal moment to move on to your next step. Where it's like growth mentally, physically. I would just say to take everything really seriously. Because you just never know what could be presented to you at any time. It really doesn't matter. Like nowadays, you can be super young, you get $1 million opportunity. You can be super old, $1 million opportunity. So I would just always say to stay locked in, take everything serious, really just stay focused. And really just pay attention to everything that's going on and try your best at it. Like, don't think that you can, maybe you're good enough in this area, so that will overcome another area that you slack in. But I would just say to keep a balance in every single area. Like, don't slack off in one area just because you know another area can overcome that.
For sure. For sure. No, that's real. That's real. Lee, where can they find you, like on social media, follow you, you know, and just kind of keep track of your journey?
I'm on Instagram. My Instagram is Lee LM4 OE, and that's what I'm on.
That's what he on, y'all. Make sure y'all track him down, follow him on Instagram. It's always something positive. I'm just speaking from experience. Like, anytime I know if I click on his story or if I go to his page, I'm never going to see any BS. It's always going to be something uplifting. And the dude can hoop. Like, I'm telling y'all, this is one of the best players in the world right here. But man, Lee, again, thank you so much for your time, family. It's truly an honor not to just know you, but to have the opportunity to work with you on the floor, and then to be able to do something like this, like, you know what I mean, really sit down and just talk shop, and hopefully somebody gets something out of this. I think just your story needs to keep being told, bro. So salute to you. Give you your flowers right now. Proud of you. Keep going. Keep going.
Thank you, man. Proud of you too, man. Thank you for everything you do too.
Oh, man, much love, bro. Well, that's it for us. We're going to come back with plenty more interviews like this with some dope hoopers, different coaches, and people within the game that are making an impact every day. Make sure y'all stay tuned. Continue to follow The Transition on Instagram. All of these interviews will continue to be posted on YouTube. There will be shorts, edits, and clips dropped out periodically, but make sure you stay tuned. Much love, everybody. God bless.